Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's back. Right. So, we're having a session of data interpretation. One of the basics in mathematics. It's a practical application of basic funda of mathematics, where concepts like average, percentages, ratios, and your ability to understand data when it is presented in different forms is checked. So in data interpretation, some of you might have done these kind of examples where you are given the information either in the form of a table or a chart. You have to identify the kind of information that is being presented to you. Once you understand it, using the numbers, the data which is given, you have to answer certain questions. So let's take a look at the kind of questions which can be asked in data interpretation. We'll do a few examples today to understand. We will understand the data, the way it is presented, and then we'll take a look at the questions and see how the calculations are to be done. So data interpretation does not require you to know any new formula or any new concept. It is application of the formula which we have learned at basic school level. So here's the first set of questions. Right? Here's the data. First, read and understand the data, and then we will take a look at the questions. Of course, I'll present this table with each question. But first, let's take a look at the information which is given and try to understand it. So it says that a health drink company's R&D department is trying to make various diet formulations which can be used for certain specific purposes. It is considering a choice of 5 alternate ingredients, OPQRS, which can be used in different proportions in the formulation. The table below gives the composition of these ingredients, right? The table below gives the composition of these ingredients. Now, it tells us that the cost per unit of the ingredients is also given. So it says that O's cost is 150, the cost of P is 50, the cost of Q is 200, for R it's 500, and for S it is 100. Now, the ingredient composition is given. So OPQRS, O contains 50% carbohydrates, 30% protein, 10% fat, and 10% minerals. So 50 plus 30, 80 plus 10, 90 plus 10, the total is obviously equal to 100. Similarly, P has 80% carbohydrates, 20% protein, so 80 plus 20, 100. So obviously the remaining two are 0. So out of 100%, how much is carbohydrate, protein, fat, and mineral is given in each of these elements. So the cost of these units is given, and the composition of the different types of constituents in each is given. That is basically what this table says. Did you understand this table so far? There's nothing much to be done. The value is given, right? This table is not that difficult to understand. Did you get the table? Okay. So now, based on this table, let us take a look at some questions. So the information is there, right? The question is, in what proportion should P, Q, and S be mixed so that the diet has at least 60% carbohydrate and it has the lowest per unit cost? So I need to mix P, Q, and S. If I mix these three things, I need to have at least 60% carbohydrate, right? Carbohydrate content should be at least 60%. And of course, the cost should be the least. So in what proportion, if I mix them, will I get it? I'll give you about a minute. Think about it, see what can be done, and then we will see how to solve it. Okay. Are we getting this one? Garvit, you might want to check. Anmol, yes. See, so it is given that there are three ingredients which I got to mix, P, Q and S. And my requirement is lowest per unit cost along with minimum 60% carbohydrates. So let's first take into consideration the cost. The cost of P is 50. The cost of Q is 200. And the cost of S is 100. The cheapest ingredient is P. The cheapest ingredient here is P. So the more P I use, the lower will be the cost of the ingredients. Do you agree with that? Out of all the three ingredients, P, Q and S, if P is the cheapest one, then using P the maximum will take care of the cost. Now let's take care of the carbohydrates also. P has 80% carbohydrates, Q has 10% carbohydrates, and S has 45% carbohydrates. So even by including more of P, my 60% requirement of carbohydrate is also fulfilled. So in all the formula, having P as the maximum amount will be the best. Do you agree? Having P as the maximum will be the best. Okay. So obviously 213, 214 is out of question because using S as the largest amount is useless. Right? Now, in the first one, P is 4 out of total of 4 plus 1 plus 2, which is 7. Here, this is 3 out of 3 plus 1 plus 2, which is 6. Here it is 4 plus 4 out of 4 plus 1 plus 1, which is 6. So out of these three formula, which has the maximum amount of P in it? Out of these three formula, which one has the maximum amount of P in it? E, right? This is half. This is 4 by 7. This is 4 by 6. 4 by 6 is a larger proportion of P. So using maximum amount of P is beneficial. So option E, 4:1:1 should be my ratio. See, the problem looks complicated, but if you think about it, it is very, very simple. You only have to identify the ratio where P is the largest number. So out of the total, maximum amount of P is in the last one. So that has to be my answer. Shruth, now did we get it? Okay, I'll explain this once again. Right, let me clear this. So what does the question say? Right, you need at least 60% carbohydrates and you need the minimum cost of ingredients. Right, so let's take a look. The three ingredients to be used is P, Q and S. Cost wise, P is only 50, Q is 200 and S is 100. So the best cost is given by P. Carbohydrate percentage wise, P gives me 80%, Q gives me only 10% and S gives me 45%. So carbohydrate wise also P is the best. So anything which contains P as the maximum amount will be the best combination. यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया? दिव्यम, Moksha, sorry. Right? Okay. Did you understand why I eliminated options A, C and D? Options A, C and D. You understood the elimination? Okay. Now, let us check between B and D. E. In B, P is 4 out of 7 and E may it is 4 out of 6. In B, option B, the percentage of P for parrot is 4 out of 7 and in E it is 4 out of 6. if I want to compare these two ratios, इनको कंपेयर कैसे करेंगे? तो 7 6 नीचे का एलसीएम ले लो 42, तो 7 6 42, तो 4 6 24 एंड 6 7 42, तो 4 7 28. So 4 upon 7 is 27 upon 42 and 4 upon 6 is 28 upon 42. Which one is larger? Ratio wise, which has more P in it? E. So this has more P in it. So this one will be a better option. Now did everybody get it? Yes? Yes. Good. Chalo. Same set. Next question. The company is planning to launch a balanced diet required for growth needs of adolescents. Now this diet must contain at least 30% of carbohydrate and protein, right? It should have no more than 25% fat and at least 5% it should have minerals. So which of the following combinations of equally mixed ingredient is feasible? Of all the options, in what combination, if I mix them, I will get my requirement? Yes, Khushi. Others, no. Check it. Okay, so let's see this. Supposing I mix O and P. So O and P. So carbohydrate will be 80 plus 50, that is 130. Out of 200, 130 means this will have 65% of carbohydrate. And 30 plus 20 is 50 divided by 2. This will make only 25% of protein. But I require minimum 30% of protein. So OP does not work for protein. Now R and S together, 45 plus 5 carbohydrate is 50 carbohydrate, which is 25% carbohydrate. So this also does not match my 30% requirement. If I mix P and S, then 80 plus 45. 80 plus 45 is 125. 125 ka adha is 62.5. So 62% carbohydrate is fair enough. But if I mix protein for P and S, 20 plus 50, 70 divided by 2. This gives me 35% protein, which is again fair enough. Now P and S fat is 0% fat. And fat can be maximum this, so this is also fine. Now, if I mix minerals for P and S, the percentage is 2.5%, but minimum I require 5. So P and S will also not work. Going with Q and R, 10 plus 45 is 55. 55 ka adha is 27.5. It does not match my requirement of minimum 30%. So the only option left is OS. If you check all the numbers, O and S, 50 plus 45 is 95. So 95 divided by 2 gives me 47.5, right? So carbohydrate requirement is bang on. For O and S, 30 plus 50, 80 का आधा 40% protein is also taken care of. 10 plus 0 is 10, 5% fat matches the criteria. 10 plus 5, 15 का आधा 7.5, minimum 5% it matches. So my best possible combination has to be O and S. Did everybody get it? Any confusion in this? Here orally you can do it. आपको सिर्फ numbers का check करते रहना है. You just have to add the numbers and check. You didn't get it, Manya? Okay, let me do it once again then. See, did you understand the requirements which are given? Whatever combination you mix, it should have at least 30% of carbohydrate and protein, not more than 25% fat, and at least 5% minerals. Manya, the question is not vague. Question is very, very clear. The question is crystal clear. Did you understand the three conditions? Carbohydrate should be more than 30%. Protein should be more than 30%. Fat should be maximum 25%. Mineral should be minimum 5%. These are the conditions. Did you understand the conditions? Okay. Now let's take the first option, O and P. So if I mix O and P and it is given that they're equally mixed, that means I can directly compare the percentages. So O and P, the carbohydrate is 50 plus 80. 50 plus 80 is 130 out of 200 because this is all out of 100. So 130 out of 200 is 65 out of 100. So 65 percentage. So the condition of minimum 30% carbohydrate is matched. The first condition is satisfied by the first option. Now, protein कितना है? Protein is 30 plus 20, which is equal to 50 out of 200. So out of 100, this will be 25%. So protein mix is 25%, but it needs to be minimum of 30. So this does not match the condition of protein. So this combination is useless. It does not satisfy my second condition for proteins. So like this, for all the 5 options, you keep checking, and whichever matches all the conditions, that one is your answer. It's only quick calculations which need to be done here. There's nothing much to be done. Krish, not more than 25. What is not more than 25? Fat is not more than 25. 25 से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. 25 से कम तो हो सकता है. Fat should not be more than 25. Krish, did you get that? Fat should not be more than 25. So see, एक conditions check करते हो. If the first condition of carbohydrate matches, only then you need to check for protein. Protein का भी, if it matches, then you check for fat. If fat is also satisfied, then you meet minerals. If any one of the condition does not get satisfied, automatically cancel that answer. You don't need to check ahead. Right? You will check the next condition only when the previous condition is met. Now Divyam, divide by 200. See, the composition, it is all percentage. Right? The composition is all percentage. So can I say all these values which are given, they are out of 100, 50 out of 100, 80 out of 100, 10 out of 100 and so on. Out of 100, this is the composition of carbohydrate in O, P, Q and so on. Do you get that? यहाँ तक समझ में आया? The table, it gives you values out of 100. Now, so if out of 100 the values are given, when I'm adding O and P, so 50 plus 80 is 130 out of 100 plus 100, 200. So when I'm mixing them in same quantities, I'm getting 130 out of 200. But My condition is in percentage. The condition is in percentage. So 130 out of 200. तो 100 में से कितना? 200 का आधा 100. तो 130 का. I'm just converting it into percentage. Here, because I'm adding equal quantities of both 100, 100. So total becomes 200. So out of 200, if it is 130, then out of 100, it is how much? Proportionally half. Did we get this? Now did we get this? Got it? Okay. Chalo. Next one. Now, which among the following formulations having the lowest cost per unit for a diet, having 10% fat and at least 30% protein, which has the lowest cost and has at least 10% fat and 30% protein? The diet is formed using 2 ingredients. Right? This is similar to the previous question. So I'm not saying anything. Can you hear me now? Till now I'm not said anything. Are you getting the answer? Okay. So my first requirement is that it must be the lowest cost. अब देखो, among all, R is expensive 500. So the first thing to do is any option which contains R technically cannot be my answer. Anything with R in it will be very expensive. So lowest cost तो हो ही नहीं सकता R डाल के. Right? Now, एक बार R I have eliminated, it says it should have 10% fat. When it says it should have 10% fat, that means at least मैं ले लूंगा. राइट 10% से कम नहीं हो सकता, बट एटलीस्ट 10% फैट तो होना चाहिए. तो लेट्स अज्यूम दैट मिनिमम रिक्वायरमेंट इज 10%. राइट? सो लेट्स टेक अ लुक एट द ऑप्शंस नाउ. इफ आई मिक्स P and Q, the protein for P and Q is 20 and 30. The average will be somewhere between 20 and 30. It can never be greater than 30. So P and Q cannot be my answer. Whenever you mix two quantities, the average value is always between them. It cannot be greater than the larger number. It cannot be smaller than the lesser number. So P and Q will not satisfy the condition of minimum 30% protein. So P and Q cannot be my option. Did you understand why P and Q gets eliminated? Okay. Now, second option if I take, and supposing I say P and S needs to be together. So P and S में fat content is 0 plus 0. अब 0 and 0 fat content 10 तो ये match ही नहीं करेगा. So P and S cannot be the answer. P and S is not the answer. So the only option left is Q and S. The only option left is Q and S. अब Q and S के अंदर fat content 50 plus 0, 50 divided by 2, 25% it matches, and protein content is 30 and 50. So 30 से तो ज़्यादा ही होगा इसका average. So it matches both the conditions and D should be my answer. अब श्रुत प्लस करके डिवाइड किसको करना है? प्लस करके डिवाइड किसको करना है? Did everybody understand this? Shrut? Huh? So it says that so this should be at least 10% fat, right? This has to be interpreted as at least 10% fat, because none of the options will match it then. Otherwise, none of the options will match it. Exactly 10% fat is only possible by O and Q, but O and Q is not even given as an option. खुश. In P and Q, why did I evaluate protein? चलो P and Q को देख लेते हैं. See, P and Q में फैट तो 10% से ज्यादा होगा, यानी पहला कंडीशन तो मैच कर जाता है, बट देयर इज अनदर कंडीशन ऑफ प्रोटीन ऑल्सो, राइट? तो फैट जो कंडीशन मैच करता है, दैट डज नॉट हेल्प मी एलिमिनेट इट. इसीलिए प्रोटीन को चेक करके देखा फिर P and Q में, बिकॉज टू कंडीशंस आर देयर, फैट एंड प्रोटीन. नाउ P and Q में फैट तो सेटिस्फाई करता है कंडीशन, so that is not useful. That's why protein is checked. Did you get it? Right. Moving on. Now, for a recuperating patient, the doctor recommended a diet containing 10% minerals, at least 30% proteins. So in how many ways can you prepare the diet by mixing at least 2 ingredients? Looks like a dangerous question. It is not. Looks like a dangerous question, actually a very easy question. Right. So, my first condition is at least it must have 10% minerals. So, in minerals, there are only 2 ingredients which have 10%, O and Q. Other than O and Q, I cannot mix anything, because if I mix anything, the percentage will drop. So, other than O and Q, there is no combination which can give me 10% minerals. And of course, O and Q, protein wise 30% to de denge. So, the only combination possible is O and Q, which means there is exactly one combination which can be my answer. Sorry, it should not be C, it is A. There's exactly one combination which is right. Right? O and Q is the only combination, and hence A is my answer. Did we get it? A is the answer. Why not RS? See, R and S per. See, आपको percentage देखना है. So the first one is 5 out of 100. Second one is 5 out of 100. Right? So when you mix it, you get 10 out of 200. Sorry, this is actually not the right way to do it. The first one is 5. You're mixing 5 and 100, 5 and 100. So you get 10 out of 200, which is equal to only 5%. Kush, did you get that? When you mix R and S, you get only 5%. You cannot increase a percentage by adding small numbers. श्रुत, क्वेश्चन में कॉम्बिनेशन कहा है, सो O एंड Q के अलावा कैसे मिक्स कर सकते हो? अदर देन O एंड Q, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू मिक्स इट? श्रुत, O एंड Q को छोड़ के what other thing is available? OQ is one combination, right? Other than OQ, is there any other way we can mix? No, that's it. Now did you get it? Right? Khushi, can we have more than 2 ingredients? See, other than OQ, is there any other one which has more than 10, which has 10%? All the others have minerals less than 10%. So if I add anything else, the mineral composition will go down. Average इसमें कभी भी ऊपर नहीं जाएगा ये. 10% से ज़्यादा अगर होता तो you can keep 10. But when you're adding anything which has less mineral in it, the overall percentage will always go less than 10. So it is not possible to add anything else. Do you understand it? All the other 3 ingredients have less than 10%. So the moment you add any of the other 3 ingredients, the percentage will come down. खुशी, OQR, चलो OQR, तो OQR जब आप ऐड करते हो, लेट्स टेक तीनों के 100 ग्राम ऐड करते हो, राइट? सो टोटल 300 ग्राम मिलेगा. उसमें O will give me 10, Q will give me 10, R will give me 5, total 25. So 25 out of 100 is equal to what percentage? 25 out of 300. 25 out of 300. So out of 100, what percentage it is? This will be 8.3% something. And 8.3% is less than 10. So OQR को जैसे मिक्स करोगे, मिनरल्स तो 10% से कम हो जाएगा ना? Right? So OQ are already at 10%. To maintain it at 10%, you have to add something with 10%. If you want to increase the 10%, you have to add something with more than 10%. If you add anything which has less than 10%, the average value will come down. And hence it is not possible. I hope everybody understood this one. Yes. Chalo. Let's take a look at another set of questions now. Now it says there are 10 questions based on this graph to help you understand and comprehend different types of questions in bar charts. Fine. The left hand side gives me T in India, right? 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. The data for 6 years is given. It shows me what is the production in white and what is the export in black, right? So in 91, out of 480 million kgs production, 96 million kgs were exported, and that is the data in the left hand side table. Right hand side tells me per capita availability, right? So in 91, per capita 390 grams is available. Per capita in 92 is 410 grams, and so on and so forth. Grams, GM grams per capita, right? This is the data. It gives you how much is produced, how much is exported, and right hand side tells you how much is available per capita. Now, first question, based on the same data, which year has the maximum percentage of export with respect to production? Export to production का ratio is maximum in which year? Now, even without calculating, you can do this question. Even without calculating, we should be able to do this question. Okay, so I need black upon white का maximum किस में है, right? So I am checking for the year 92, the year 93, the year 96 and the year 95. Now for 92 and 93, if you take a look at the graph, the black portion is less than half of the white, यानी कि 50% से कम है. In 92 and 93, the black portion is less than half of the white. That means the ratio is less than 50%. So definitely these two are not my answer. Right? So between 96 and 95, in 96, it is 450 upon 660. And in 95, this is 400 divided by 600. So 400 divided by 600 would be 2 by 3. 660 को अगर 3 मानता तो जो 2 है वो 440 होना चाहिए था. So if this was 440, it would have been 2 by 3. This is more than that. So obviously 450 is greater than the other number. That means 450 wala saal, that is 96, is my greatest year. So C has to be my answer. In this one, definitely C has to be my answer. Did you understand? No? Chalo. Let's take a look at it once again. I have to find out what is the maximum percentage of exports. Right? I have to find out the maximum percentage of exports. So, tell me, 1 by 2 ज़्यादा या 2 by 3 ज़्यादा? 1 by 2 is only 50%. 2 by 3 is 66.6%. 1 by 3 is 33.3%. So here obviously 2 by 3 is the maximum. Right? So, first take a look at the data. 92 में the export, by looking at the graph we know black is less than half. Export का half यहाँ, production यहाँ कहीं होना चाहिए, ये उससे भी कम है. Similarly 93 में production का half यहाँ पे होगा, export उससे कम है. So 92 and 93 are eliminated. 92 and 93 are eliminated, right? Now in 96 the production the ratio is 450 upon 660. In 95, the ratio is 400 divided by 600. Now I need to compare between these two numbers, which one is larger. I need to understand which one is larger. So, can I simplify this and say 95 का ratio is 2 by 3? राइट नाउ इसको 660 में मैं कन्वर्ट करने के लिए 220 से मल्टीप्लाई करूं. सो दिस बिकम्स 660. 2 इंटू 220, दिस बिकम्स 440. सो 95 में इट इज 440 बाई 660. 96 में इट इज 450 बाई 660. बताओ एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा किस में है? आई हैव मेड द डिनोमिनेटर कॉमन. सो न्यूमरेटर को कंपेयर करो. द ग्रेटर न्यूमरेटर विल बी द ग्रेटर एक्सपोर्ट. So 96 has the greater numerator. 96 is my answer. Did everybody get this one? Good. moving ahead. What was the population of India in 1993? खतरनाक क्वेश्चन. Here it checks how well you have understood this data. The calculation is very simple, but you have to first understand this data. No, Chati. How did you get that answer? No, Shrut. How are you guys getting this answer? तुक्का नहीं. चलो, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस क्वेश्चन. सी, अपने को पता है कि टोटल प्रोडक्शन कितना है. सो इफ आई सब्ट्रैक्ट द एक्सपोर्ट फ्रॉम द प्रोडक्शन, देन आई विल गेट द लोकल कंजम्पशन अमाउंट. इफ आई सब्ट्रैक्ट टोटल प्रोडक्शन में से एक्सपोर्ट, आई विल गेट द लोकल कंजम्पशन अमाउंट. राइट? सो इन 93, out of a total production of 720, if 288 was exported, then what was the amount which was left for the local people? Out of 720, if 288 was exported, then the amount for locals is 432. Did you get that? 432. Now, अब ये per capita का मतलब क्या होता है? Per capita means out of 1000 कितना है? So in the year 93, if there were 1000 people, then tea was available for 400. Per capita, out of 1000 for 400, then 432 is the actual amount. Then what is the actual population? So 432 into 1000 divided by 400. So 1080 is my answer. So per capita is out of 1000 how many? So in 93, if there were 1000, then the availability was 400. So if the actual availability which we calculated as production minus export is 432, then what should be my answer? And इसमें तो calculation भी नहीं चाहिए. If 400 is 1000, then 432 will be greater than 1000. There is only one option greater than 1000. Without calculation we can do it. Did everybody understand this? Even without calculation we can do it. Let's just check it once again. So it asks us what is the population of India, right? So first let us take in 93, my production was equal to 720, and out of production my export was 288. So production में से export को अगर remove करोगे तो you will get how much is locally left, which is 432. Right? 432. Did you get it? Understand it? Kush? Don't worry about it. Important is समझ में आना चाहिए. यहां तक समझ में आया? Okay, so now take a look at this. Per capita means what? Out of 1000, 400 are there. So if in reality 432 is there, then what is the actual population? सो 400 का 1000, 432 का उससे ज़्यादा होगा. एक ही ऑप्शन है जो 1000 से ज़्यादा है. सो 1080. एंड क्रॉस मल्टीप्लीकेशन से तो आ ही जाएगा. 432 multiplied by 1000 divided by 400 will automatically give you the answer. Now did you understand it? हाँ श्रुत, प्रोडक्शन मिलियन टन्स में तो आंसर जो भी आंसर आएगा मिलियन, सारे ऑप्शन मिलियंस में ही है. सो ओनली द मेन नंबर इज इंपॉर्टेंट श्रुत. सो इफ ऑल द यूनिट्स आर सेम, ओनली द सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स मैटर, राइट. एक मिलियन में होता, एक लैक्स में होता, तो कन्वर्जन का लफड़ा करते. बट बिकॉज ऑल द नंबर्स आर द सेम, ऑल द यूनिट्स आर प्रेटी मच द सेम, ओनली द सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट्स मैटर. 400 बोलूं या 400 मिलियन बोलूं, the important portion is 400, right? So that's why the conversion is not that important, right? Number of zeros डालूंगा फिर cancel करूंगा, सर दर्द है. So that is not necessary. Yes, Divyam, you can do that for every year. Technically, you can do that for every year. So per capita availability in GM. So finally, this amount is also in grams and kgs. Zero का फर्क पड़ेगा ना, decimal point. श्रुत, the answer will change in terms of decimal point. 400 या 0.4 या 0.40 point something, but the overall numbers will remain, the digits will remain the same. आगे पीछे होंगे. So see, options अगर ऐसा हो 400 million, 40 million, 4000 million, तो you need to be worrying about conversion. Baki, the number themselves are different. So really it doesn't matter. Right? So you have to be very careful. Sometimes they will give you data like this where you will get confused with millions and lakhs. But what you need to understand, the zeros they really don't matter when the first number themselves are different. If the first numbers are same, so you have to be careful. Okay, is it in lakhs? Is it in millions? Kilogram ka gram and all the other things. But overall, when the number themselves are different, conversion really doesn't make any difference to the answer. Chalo. Next one. If the area under tea production was less by 10% in 94 than in 93, then the approximate rate of increase in productivity in 94 was how much? Very interesting question, this one. It's only important to understand it. Solution तो कुछ भी नहीं है. Kush, no. Okay. So what is meant by productivity? Productivity is the production in a particular area. So total production divided by area will give you productivity, right? So 93 में the production was 720, right? Let's assume that it is over 100 acres because percentage में मुझे calculate करना है ना answer, right? So In 93, it is 720 by 100. In 94, the production is 700, but the area is less by 10%. So this is only 90. Right? So if I say 720 by 100, right, this is equal to 7.2. And if I do 700 by 90, then 700 divided by 90 will give me 7.77. 700 by 90 is 7.77. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? If I say productivity is 7.2, here the productivity is 7.77. That means 0.57 it has increased over 7.2. On the base of 7.2, it has increased by 0.57. So in 7.2, if the increase is 0.57, then in 100 परसेंटेज के लिए आंसर क्या होगा? सो 100 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 0.57 डिवाइडेड बाय 7.2, राइट? सो दैट इज 57 डिवाइडेड बाय 7.2, और रफली द आंसर इज 7.9, and that is none of the given options. So 7.9 is the increase in productivity, which is none of the given options. So option D. The answer is not 5.57. Percentage wise, the answer is 7.9, but that is not the options given. So none of the above. Are we together here? Hope everybody got this one. Right. Next one. The average proportion of tea exported to the tea produced over the period. Average proportion of exports to that produced is how much? This should be simple. It's only calculations. This is simple. So average कैसे निकालते हैं? So this is nothing but sum of all the exports divided by sum of all the production. You take the sum of all the exports. I think that comes to 877, and the sum of all the production, it comes to 1850. And if you calculate this, roughly it is somewhat close to 0.47. That's it. You just have to take the ratio of all exports upon all production. 0.47 के आसपास आएगा आंसर. Did we get it? Mania, no? Okay. See, क्या निकाला है? What is the average proportion of teas exported to the tea produced over the period? The entire 6 years में जो export हुआ है and जो production किया है उसका अपने को आंसर निकालना है. So you just have to add all the exports. So 96 plus 180 plus 288 plus 340 plus 400 plus 450. I mean, my addition may be wrong. Just check the addition. This might be 8770 if I'm not mistaken. Whatever. Just check the addition part of it. This I'm not sure. So sorry, this is, I divided it by 2. We're getting it. My numbers में क्या कर रहा हूँ? I just need to check my calculations again. Sorry, this is 3700. Yeah, got it. चलो, okay, number थोड़ा आगे पीछे calculation में, but the funda is this. You just need to be careful with the calculations. Okay. Next one. What is the first half decade's average per capita availability of tea? Read the question carefully. This one is easy. First half decade, so that means 91 to 95. So 390 plus 410 is 800 plus 400 1200, 1200 plus 450 1650, 1650 plus 500 is 2150. So 2150, number of years is 5. So 2150 divided by 5, 430. So my option D is the answer. Option D is the answer. Pratyush, how did you get 457? Is the first half decade. Half decade is the first 5 years. Half decade is first 5 years. So 96 ka data is not counted. Right? Yeah. Simple average. Simple average. Chalo. Moving on then. Everybody got this one, right? Okay, moving on. In which year was the per capita availability of tea minimum? I don't even know why this is a question. There's absolutely no confusion except you have to go by the options carefully. So minimum per capita availability, of course, smallest number is 390, which is 91, but the options are given upside down, right? So you have to be careful in marking. A mat mark kar dena. 91 is option C. That's it. Sometimes they ask you such a simple question where you will get confused, you will start thinking too much. sometimes they will make you overthink in a question where nothing is to be overthought. Right? Here, straightforward answer. Per capita availability, all you had to do was look at the graph. Without overthinking, 91. That's it. Very simple question. Moving on to the next one. In which year was there minimum percentage of export with respect to production? So minimum percentage 96 by 480, round off karu 100 by 500. So this is roughly 20%, right? 92, 54, 18 threes are how much? 18 threes are 54. So this is the 1/3. So second is the 33.3%. 93, 288 and 720. If I take a look, then 288 multiplied by 3 is more than this, right? So this is definitely greater than 33%, greater than 1/3. And 340 by 700, this is almost close to 50%. So ये तीन तो ऐसे eliminate हो गए, right? Minimum value, even by looking at the graph, this is a very small portion, is less than 1/4. So definitely 91 is my answer. Minimum export to production is definitely A. Export to production is minimum in the year A. Yes, Pratyush, you can, that's what I said. See, if the numbers were not, if the black line was not enough, then you should know how to do by numbers. But in this case, looking at the line itself is enough. I'm just giving you how to do it mathematically. In exam, you won't be wasting so much of time. You'll just be looking at the numbers and giving the answer. Looking at the size of the line and giving the answer. Did everybody get this one? Right. Next. In which year we had maximum quantity of tea for domestic consumption? Maximum quantity of tea for domestic consumption. Guys, if they are asking a percentage or proportion, then it is with respect to something. Here they have not asked with respect to something. That means they are looking for the absolute numbers, right? They are not looking for a percentage. So it is not with respect to something. They are looking for absolute numbers. See, if my total income is 100 and I spend 20 rupees, that means my savings is 80 rupees. If out of 1000 I spend 100, then my savings is 900 rupees, right? Percentage wise, I am spending 20% and I am spending 10%. So percentage wise, this savings is higher, but money value wise, this is higher. Percentage wise, I am spending higher in the first case, but value wise, I am spending higher in the second case. So here they are simply asked value. So you just take the differences. So in 94, 700 minus 340. So locally 360 was available. In 91, 480 minus 96. So 480 minus 96 will be 284. In 93, 720 minus 288. So 720 minus 288 is 432. 432. And in 96, 660 minus 450 is 210. So obviously the greatest availability locally is in the year 93, which is option C. So option C is your answer. We are looking at absolute numbers, not percentages. परसेंटेज वाइज नहीं देखना है, नंबर वाइज हमें देखना है. So simply difference of production and export will give you local. No, Manya. No, you cannot judge by per capita availability. No. Because the population is not necessarily given as the same. If the population is constant, if it was given that the population was same every year, then you can judge by per capita availability. But we do not know the definition. We do not know whether the population was same or different. So without that data, we cannot use it to judge consumption. Do you get it? We cannot use per capita availability because we do not know whether population was the same or not. Right. Next one. What approximately was the average consumption of tea available for domestic consumption during the period? What was the average quantity of tea available for domestic consumption during the period? So total production minus total export divided by 6 should give you the answer. Simply a matter of addition, subtraction, and division. Did you get it? So this is sum of all exports. Sum of all production minus sum of all the exports divided by 6. That will give you the average value. So if you do the math right, you should get 324.3 as your answer. 324.3 will be your answer. Yes. Yes, 1946 divided by 6. Right. Got this one? Understood the funda behind this question? Right. Yes, Kushi. Chalo, last question I think of the set. What is the average population during this period? What is the average population during this period? This is a dangerous question. This is going to take time. We have done different questions of this set. Using all those learnings, we can solve this one. Whatever is required for this question, the funda we have already done in previous questions. So using all the funda that we have learned in the questions so far in this set, you can solve this. It will only take time. Let's see who gets the calculation fastest. Do you understand how to do it? Good, Pratyush. Let's see if you can calculate it quickly. Kathy, no, check your calculations. No, Shlok, check it. Anmol and Khushi, yes. Manya, no. Yes, Agam. So, what is the first step? To find out the average population, we first need to find out how much is available for local consumption. And then by finding out local consumption and comparing it with per capita availability, we will be able to find out the population of that particular year. So, in the first 6, let's first get the local consumption amount. So, for the year 1991, 480 minus 96, right? 480 minus 96 gives me the consumption amount for local at 384. In the next year, it is 540 minus 180, which means it is 360. For the year 93, I get 720 but minus 288, but actually I don't need that. Why? Because in one of the previous questions, we already found out that the population was 1080, right? In one of the previous questions, we have already found out the population was 1080. Chalo, moving ahead, for 94, the local consumption amount was 360. For 95, local consumption availability was 200. And for 96, the local consumption amount was 210. Are we together so far on this? Okay. So now, if out of 1000, if the consumption is 390, then actual consumption of 384 is how much? So basically, the 384 multiplied by 1000 divided by 390 will give me the population. So 384 into 1000 divided by 390 will give me the population. So this population works out roughly to 984, right? So similarly, for all the others, let's work out the population. The second one, population roughly comes out to be 878 point something. Third one, we already know. Fourth one, we work out, population works out at 800. For the next one, 40%, 400. And for the next one, it comes out to roughly 400. So if I add all these populations, right? If I add all these populations, 984 plus 878 plus 1080 plus 800 plus 400 plus 400, my figure comes out to roughly 4000 something, 4540 ke aspas. And if I divide it by 6, my answer is roughly 757 million. So answer is 757 million. Did you get it? 757 million. Got it. Okay. So that's it, guys. We are almost done with time. We are almost done with our time. I hope you understood the 3 sets that we did today. Did you understand the 3 sets of questions that we did today? Okay. Right. So today we took a look at idioms and phrases. There's a book of idioms and phrases. I hope you start going through it. And data interpretation also, you have a material for data interpretation. You can start looking at the basic questions there. Right? So if there are any doubts, any questions, you can ask. You can hang around for some time and ask. Else we are done with the session. 11:30 we'll be reconnecting for GK with a separate ID password. Till then, you may exit the session. Have a good day and stay safe.